Hello, friends. My name is Claire, and I'm going to be doing a small neighborhood in The Sims 4. Now, these are three small houses that I've done. They're not like tiny houses. If I had a tiny house cheat, that probably wouldn't even help because they are three different houses, and then each house would count for the number of tiles. So I am going to be starting off in this front house, or the beige house. I tried to keep the exterior color kind of in the interior just to kind of give some more separation from house to house and to help me keep track of where I am because it was a lot to build. So I did only do two houses, and then there is one house that you can design yourself if you want to play in this lot. It is a rental lot, so I was kind of imagining that you can design the blue house how you want. But if you don't want to design a house yourself, you can have your Sims live in the greenhouse, which is the second house I will be showing you. First, we are going to be in the living room. I didn't realize how small this living room was until I put the couch in, and so we are just going to be adding a rug, and because of how small the couch is, I decided to add a basement into the other two houses. So it kind of came up with a storyline because why this house doesn't have a basement, and it's because they also have a newborn and they want to keep track of the newborn easier that so they don't want to always be going up and down stairs because they have a newborn. But all three of the houses have the primary bedroom on the main floor, so like I said, they won't be going up and down stairs as much as they have to during the night. And so we are just going to be making a little gallery wall, and I kind of just wanted to hide the picture TV because I feel like if I added a normal TV, it would just pop out to the wall too much, and having there be not as much space as I realized. I wanted it to be like a space saver, and so we are just going to be going and adding a little front entry gray rug, and I just kind of skipped over it. I do have a dining room in the middle of this area for the family to gather around. I did try to add a picnic table in the backyard, but I cut it out because there wasn't enough space in the in the backyard for a picnic table. All of every houses do have a small backyard. You can't get to it from inside the house. You have to go outside and around the house. So it's like not that much of like privacy, but you can keep your Sims garbage cans behind a fence. I was imagining that this would be like a HOA neighborhood, and that's kind of like requirements for this neighborhood is that you have to have your fence behind or your garbage can behind the fence. Although I did put the garbage can not behind a fence on the other house, so that's kind of maybe some drama. Anyway, we are just gonna be adding a little baby infant play mat and going to be it going into the primary bedroom now. So the primary bedroom does have a primary ensuite. You can kind of see by the garage that this is the garage space because you don't really need an actual garage in The Sims. We just have the like look from the outside, and so we are just going to be adding a bed. I wanted to like not go too crazy in with the packs for this build, but I didn't like limit it to like 5 packs. I think I did use more like 10 or 7 packs. So this bed is from the Growing Together pack along with this dresser, and I'm going to be adding a TV from the Tiny Living pack in this room since there's not really like a main floor like living space, or it's just kind of tight up there. Thinking maybe the kid can be having like a movie night with their friends, and then the parents can kind of hide in their bedroom and watch something a bit more adult appropriate than watching a kids program. And so we are just going to be in the bathroom now, and I'm just kind of keeping it pretty simple for a small space that I have. I did do my favorite 2x3 space just because I know I can get everything in here without making it seem cramped. And I didn't realize this until I was editing, but I'm like, oh, the green sink, there's a green towel by the shower, and there's a green hand towel. Wow, it's like I planned that, and I just like have that just kind of coincidentally all fell into place. And so we are just going to be going into the front yard and the back side yard. So I was imagining that there would be a kid in this house, and so I do have a little kid bike for them, and we're just going to be adding a little like garden center. I kind of was thinking I should like put like raised garden beds, like just kind of like small circle ones, but instead I put a flower arranging table from the seasons pack. And so we are just going to be now going upstairs. The first room we're going to be in is the nursery for the infant, and so we are just going to be making this room a little cute nursery for the infant. I didn't go too crazy with decoration in here just since it is a small space, and I wanted it to be very easy if you wanted to have this be your Sims primary residence, that you can change it out to be how you want it. I mean, you don't have to like live in the same lot as your rental. It's kind of cool. You can like live like off the lot, but like still have this lot be your rental if you wanted to. And so we are just going to be adding some books and going to be adding just a few animals. I feel like the mobile was a cute little feature to add above the crib, and so we are just going to be going and adding those animals. And now we are in the hallway, kind of like a landing space when you first get up the stairs. I just kind of thought it'd be fun to make it a little book nook area. I was thinking maybe I should like have a desk up here. I decided not to. This house actually doesn't have any form of like laptop or computer, so if you wanted to have that, this might be a great space for you to put that here. But I was thinking more of a cozy book nook that just looked kind of cute up here, and just gonna be adding a backpack for a child in here because all of these bedrooms are kind of small, and so I wanted to have the backpack out here. It's kind of maybe more of like a reminder having it not in the bedroom. And speaking of the bedroom, which we are currently in, I made this room dinosaur themed. And I wanted to keep with the rest of the house of having kind of like a light beige wallpaper in here, and so I decided to go with this one with dinosaurs. I feel like it really helped to like give this room a theme, to like find items that would work for a kid. I was also kind of imagining that the kid in this house and the kid in the other house that I designed for would be friends, and so I just kind of like thought that would be just kind of cute little story feature. Imagining that this area would be for a boy, and then the other room would be for a girl, so you can kind of be like they grew up together and they're friends, and maybe they got married. I know it's a little bit silly, and I don't really like play too much with like families. I just mostly build in The Sims, but I kind of it helps me sometimes to like come up with like storylines for the Sims I build for. So if you have any storylines you want a house for, let me know down in the comments and I might build them. And so we are just going to be going into the bathroom up here on the second floor. I had to make sure there was a shower tub combo for the infant who will soon be a toddler. They both need a shower tub combo, or at least a tub, and so we are just going to be adding a toddler potty also in here, because I know they don't really need a toddler potty at this point. I was kind of imagining that the infant and the child would be kind of like just like getting out and then just coming into like needing to use a toddler potty, and so this parents just kind of like, okay, let's just keep it around. We know we'll need it, and so we are just going to be going into the sidewalk street area. Going to soon be in the greenhouse, and so I wanted to kind of like start the greenhouse off with doing like some outside landscaping. Again, I didn't really like so much landscaping, but outside details. Again, HOA probably have some manicured landscaping, and so that's why it's like all the same on all the houses. And so we are going to be starting off in the kitchen. You kind of saw me go with one design, but it didn't really work out. I couldn't like really figure it out, so I saved you the trouble of me struggling, watching me struggle, and I decided to just show you the galley style kitchen that I ended up doing. So it is maybe a little bit awkward because that doorway does lead to the primary bedroom, but if your Sims children like to snack at night, maybe this is a good option for your Sim parents. And so we are just going to be adding some upper cabinets. And I didn't really add anything on the counters in the first house. I wanted to add just a little bit into the second house, which I'm doing. I'm also adding space for a dog. I thought that'd be kind of cute, kind of help differentiate the two houses I designed for. And so since I didn't add any storage, right, clutter on the counters in the first house, I did decide to use open cabinets, or like cabinets that had like openness to them, so you can kind of see, oh, there's some like decoration in this kitchen. And anyway, we are still in the second house, and we're just going to be making a little dining space. I feel like having a living room in the basement kind of helped open up, make the kitchen and the dining space bigger. And so we are just going to be lightening up a little bit with some white oak and white accents with the cabinets, and it's going to be adding a little thermometer so your Sims can adjust the temperatures when they get too hot or too cold. Anyway, we are just going to be adding some decorations here, only on this one cabinet, just because I didn't want to overwhelm the kitchen. It is still pretty small, but I also wanted to make it seem lived in, since all of these cabinets are closed compared to the other kitchen where there's a lot of openness to the cabinets and counters. And so we are just going to be using some alt placement to get the items where I want them. And now we're just going to be adding some pictures. I always like adding these like empty picture frames, make it more homey, because you can put your Sims pictures in there, and it just kind of, I'm just kind of like giving you the layout. I'm not like trying to like make it too like custom. Anyway, we are just going to be in the primary bedroom for this house, and I tried to keep this area pretty simple. I got just kind of like a nice bed from the City Living. These side tables also function as dressers, so I kind of saved space in that sense. And we are just going to be adding some things onto the dressers now. I feel like having those little baskets underneath is kind of like, oh, I should fill in that storage, and it kind of makes the cabinets or the dressers seem a little bit more unique and custom to each Sim that's sleeping in here. And I did also add a TV into this primary suite, and so I just did this because I felt like maybe kind of for the same reason as the other house, it's like maybe the parents want to have some alone time, maybe want to watch some true crime, but they know it's not age appropriate for their children. And so we are just going to be going and adding some pictures into this room now. I do use some more items from the cats and dogs pack in this house than I do in the other house, probably because this house does have a dog in it, and so we are just going to be adding some pictures. And I realized, like, oh, if I put these in a certain way, they make one big picture, and so I thought that was kind of cool. I love how they did that, and so we are just going to be in the primary suite for this room, and I decided to put a shower tub combo on this level of the house, even though they have a toddler in this household. I wanted to put a shower tub combo in here because like they can still bathe the toddler in this bathroom, not in the one upstairs, but I think maybe the toddler could be a little bit stubborn and like the parents need to have a little bit more supervision with babying a toddler. I mean, you can't really like bathe a toddler in The Sims without having an adult to help them. But I thought it was kind of funny. It's just like, yeah, we know you are independent, but you still need to do certain things when you're cleaning yourself. Anyway, we are in the basement real quick, and I just wanted to add a little water heater and electrical panel just because I was thinking if you don't want to pre-decorate or he made a pre-decorated renter home household option, and like the blue one is easily for you to decorate yourself, but I wanted this area to just kind of be the living room hangout area. Also in the water boil and electrical room, I kept the wallpaper just kind of plain because I know, like, with my experience in basements, that area is usually unfinished. It's kind of also like a storage room, and so we are just going to be adding some decorations into the bathroom and going into the main area. So when you first come down the stairs, we kind of have a computer space, and we're going to be adding a TV into this area since there's not really like a family central area besides the kitchen in the upstairs of the house. And so we're just going to be making a little gaming spot, going to be adding, I think, a bigger couch. I can't remember if I add a bigger couch. I knew I wanted to use more items from the Parenthood pack. I'm pretty sure I don't use more items or a bigger couch because it is a pretty small spot, but you can have like two Sims on a couch and one Sim on the poof, so you can still kind of have a family movie night or watch something together as a family. And so we are just going to be adding a bookshelf and a little computer spot since there isn't a computer in the first house. I wanted to make sure there's a computer in this house, and so we are just going to be going and adding a little kids like play spot. Also, I won't be showing you the blue house because I want you guys to design it how you want, but I did keep the basement all pretty empty. Again, my own experiences with basements, my dad has had to finish it out himself. I mean, he could hire somebody, but he also has background with framing, and so anyway, but everything has kind of been down to the studs, and so I was kind of kept that the blue house very plain and very like easy to customize. So we are just going to be adding some board games. That's fun idea to like make it a little more fun family spot, and we are just going to be doing adding some more like baby care items or toddler care. I guess it's more maybe the toddler isn't like fully potty trained, and so they kept the diapers close at hand still. But we are on the second level of this house where the toddler's bedroom is and the kids' bedroom is, and so we are just going to be suggesting the windows. I felt like it looked a little bit low, and so I'm just kind of bringing them up real quick, and we are just going to be adding some cabinets. I feel like with a bathroom this small, you kind of needed a lot of cabinet space, and I wanted to have a little fun moment, and so I decided to have a little stained glass window in this bathroom, and this is the bathroom, or the is the window that you can like see from like the quote unquote front of the house. It's not the front, it's technically the back of the lot, but the front of the house. And so we are just going to in the toddler's room now, and I wanted this room to just kind of feel very fun, very nature inspired. The wallpaper really helped with that, but I knew it was small, and I know toddler clothes are small, so I just kind of used that small dresser from the tiny house pack, and we are just going, or tiny living pack, but tiny house pack, it also works. And so we are just going to be adding the same small baby bookshelf from the other house. I just liked how small it is, and I was imagining that its toddler would be kind of young, maybe just aged up into a toddler. And so we are just going to be adding some more wall pictures on here, wall pictures, wall decorations, and so I wanted this area to just feel very light, very whimsical and playful, and so we are just going to be adding some cloud stickers. If you see my videos before, you know I love adding these cloud stickers in kids spaces or toddler spaces, and since this is a toddler, I wanted to make sure that they did have some building blocks in their room. And now we are just going to be adding a science table. I didn't want to like copy the little book nook kit or book nook area in the other house, and so I just kind of like just make a science table area, and it just kind of worked. And I did add some like swatches, or what's the word, it's not swatches, it's like some like grime onto the walls behind the science table, so it just looks kind of cool, very loved and used. And so we are just going into the child's room now, so we'll be adding the custom dresser. Most of these items are from the Dream Home Decorator pack, and like I said earlier, I was imagining that this area would be for a girl, and so we are just going to be adding a little light and going to be adding some marbles, and I did have like the little marble play chalk thing down on their front driveway, and so I was trying to kind of find like, okay, this is where she keeps her marbles to like keep them safe, maybe away from the toddler sibling. And so I just want to make a little collage wall right here of all the things that possibly the sim could be interested in, and I do add a toy chest in here, and I feel like it was like looking pretty good. It's just the wall at this point was like too empty, and I feel like the middle part of the room also looked empty, but I did try to like cover that but by adding a little like rug, and so I do add some like pet inspired things the into that room, and the pet calendar into the kitchen. I feel like this looked really nice since I do have a pet, but we are getting close to the end of the video. We are just going to end it with the splash pad or water park area. I was imagining just doing a regular like park with like slides and monkey bars, but I'm like, you know what? I've never built a splash pad before, and so here is a splash pad for you. I know nobody asked for it, but I asked for it, so I wanted to do a little splash pad for the neighborhood kids, and we are getting close to the end of the video. So I hope you enjoyed watching. If you did, please make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. That would mean so much to me. I post new videos every single Tuesday, and you can follow me over on Instagram. So I will see you then. Bye!